Open this Elvis air freshener. Make my room smell like blue Hawaii. Ah, it's a bobblehead Elvis. Oh, yeah. What's this? Yahoo! The Star Wars universe finally has a black woman in the director's chair. With one caveat. Caveat doesn't mean penis, does it? Oh yeah, she's pretty.
Hello, I started this gangster shit. And this the mother thanks I get. Hello, I started this gangster shit. And this the mother thanks I get.
No, evidently I was talking about J.J. Abrams, honey. Yeah, so J.J. Abrams, and I guess this is her. J.J. Abrams has found a black woman to be a director, which is good. Yeah, look a little bit like the Captain and Tennille, actually, which is kind of weird. But anyway, the Star Wars cinematic universe has evolved to include an admirably diverse group of actors, on screen that is, behind the camera. The writers and directors of all 8 Star Wars films have almost exclusively been white men. Shameful. Now, J.J. Abrams has taken a small step to change that. The writer-director of Star Wars Episode 9 has hired Victoria Mahoney to be his second unit director, making her the first black woman to have a key directorial position in the Star Wars franchise. That's funny. Yeah, I wonder why he did that, J.J. Abrams. Just another white man recognizing his privilege. It's funny. I do remember that earlier in the year, he was at a convention or some such thing, and they were asking him. They were like, "Hey, he's at a convention. Look at him with the Queen Bee." J.J. Abrams has revealed that Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy is actively working, quote unquote, to hire female Star Wars writers and directors for the expanding cinematic universe. Yeah, he's at a convention, he's trying to talk about other things, and then some SJW stands up and says, and I guess it's the writer of this article, during our discussion, J.J. Abrams talked about his own efforts and his production company Bad Robot's work to incorporate more female voices into the cinematic landscape. At this point, I then asked Abrams, what about the continuing backlash? That backlash is continuing, it never stops. To the lack of female writers and directors in the Star Wars universe. There just aren't any. There are no females in Star Wars. It's a wonder that it's the most successful sci-fi franchise of all time. How could it be without any women working on it? Quote, I know that Kathy, is it very familiar? Very familiar. The rest of us have to call her Kathleen Kennedy. But he gets to call her Kathy. I know that Kathy Kennedy is deeply aware of and actively working to do the right thing in this regard, unquote. Wow. There's no question that Star Wars will benefit from women writers and directors that will inevitably be telling those stories too. No question? There's some question. There's some. My goodness, he's groveling now. And I cannot wait to see, and I just know that the stories that will be told in that universe from a more diverse set of writers and directors will be thrilling, and the best chapters in that story. Yeah, I'm sure. George Lucas is trembling in his boots. I know that is something that Kathy is actively working on. Wow, you think so? And then the author of the article goes, while we wait for further updates on the female writers and directors that Kennedy has been courting, blah, 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 blah. And so, how you like me now, he says. Pwned, totally pwned. Yeah, what you gotta say? Not only did I get a woman director, I got a black woman of color director, and look at me hanging out with her. Privilege checked. Now, how did he get this job anyway? Why did they hire J.J. Abrams of all people? What has J.J. Abrams ever done? Oh, quite a few things. Quite a few things, actually. Yeah, Lost, Star Trek, Um, yeah. Oh, this was good. 11/22/63. I like that. Yeah, yeah. So quite a few things. Nevertheless, the women celebrate. Happy to share this historic news. A black woman directing Stories in a Galaxy Far, Far Away. First unit director J.J. Abrams. Second unit director Victoria Mahoney. Now, second unit directors do not work on the story at all. In fact, their job is to basically do collect establishing shots and things like that. They don't really work with the first unit director who handles all the story stuff. So, if there has to be a scene of a lush green valley that's going to be turned into Endor or something like that, she will be that will be her job to collect the shots, to go film the shots of that. So that's I don't know, kind of separate, JJ, kind of separate from first unit director. In fact, it's rare that she will interact with you or any of the cast. But whatever, yay. Normally, the hiring of a second unit director, responsible mainly for shots that don't feature the major characters, exactly as I said, wouldn't be newsworthy. However, Lucasfilm has been on the receiving end of some negative attention for hiring a steady stream of white male writer-directors, some of them with perfectly round heads, for its biggest Star Wars projects, including Abrams for The Force Awakens and Episode 9, Gareth Edwards for Rogue One, Ron Howard replacing white dudes. This isn't a news article. Previous white dudes, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller for Solo, Ryan Roundhead Johnson for The Last Jedi, and an upcoming film trilogy, which is going to be a disaster and it will not ever see the screen. And then Jon Favreau for the first live-action Star Wars television series. This shit's going to be on TV. At this point, any diversity in the director's chair or the writer's room is a welcome development. Welcome development for fans who want the Star Wars universe to live up to its own inclusive ideals. Indeed, the universe does have inclusive ideals. The universe is all about identity politics in Star Wars, and so I do applaud. Honestly, hey, why don't you step aside? Why don't you acknowledge the fact that you've had it too good for too long? You didn't earn this position. It was given to you, and it's time to let female, women of color, WOC, step in and actually do first unit directing of a Star Wars movie. Why are you so jealously hanging on to your privilege, JJ? Why? Who wrote this? I want to applaud them. I never would have guessed. That's not who I would have pictured at all. That's not what I would have pictured. Clap alert. Well said, Gwen. Well done. May the Force be with you.